What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH, I enjoyed this episode. It was a lot. It was a lot of moving parts in this episode. I'm gonna try to remember them all. When you get a lot of characters in one episode, it's like hard to focus and remember every little detail. Even though I don't talk about every little detail because I ain't got that type of time. Like I ain't. So let's just get into the meat and potatoes of it. Um, it's a damn shame Jocelyn and Trina have to solve this Esme thing by themselves. Like they got all these other people around them that have dealt with far worse, you know, and yet they can't handle this girl, this little 18, 19-year-old girl. But you know what? As dangerous as this is for Trina and Joss to do by themselves, and believe me, it's dangerous. I like it. I like it because you know what? I had to think about it for a second. I said, you know what? This is perfect actually because this will teach Jocelyn and Trina that you know what? You have to solve your own problems sometimes, You the same way look at Carly and everybody else over the years. You know what I mean? They didn't always have help to solve their issues, not all the time. They had to, get down and dirty themselves and handle their business. And I think this will make them a lot stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because in the soap world, sometimes you got to handle your shit by yourself. Uh, and it got dangerous. They got up in that little seedy ass bar, talked to the man, talked to this guy, and he was like, well, talk to the bartender. Because at first he wasn't even about to let them in there because he was like, nah, y'all not old enough. And he was like, them little fake ass IDs y'all got, he said, y'all better do better next time because them fake IDs are trash. So they talked to the bartender. And he was like, "Yeah, I could sell y'all a phone and this, that, and the third." Because they showed him a picture of Esme. He said, "Yeah, you know," he said, "I know her. I seen her before. She had a bad attitude." I said, "Of course, that's Esme." So they got a pretty promising lead there. So now they know for certain Esme was at that bar and got that phone from him. They now know that. Um, but it got dangerous because now some dude came up to them and stuff like that, harassing them, talking about, "Oh, I seen y'all on the news," and had the nerve to call Jocelyn the porn queen. I was like, I would have knocked him the hell out. A little disrespectful ass. Talking all type of smack. So the guy that they were talking to earlier pretty much told that dude to back off, and then before you know it, because he kept trying to touch on Jocelyn and stuff. And I love how Jocelyn got fierce with him, like she pushed him to, you know what I mean, like shoved him off of her and stuff. I said, yeah, this is too dangerous for them. I said, yeah, I should have brought y'all some pepper spray, something. um, bring something with you now. Cause that was some dangerous stuff they was just into, and a fight broke out. Now the cops done showed up, and now they all trapped up in the bar. I said, "Damn." Hopefully it's Rory that pop up because I said, you know what, y'all need some help. Y'all need to get on up out of this mess. But you know what? It's good though because they got some promising leads when they went up in there. They got some very promising lead, so I'm happy about that. Um, but it got dangerous though. It got hairy for a second. I said, don't try that shit again now. Now unless y'all got some backup or something, bring a baseball bat, bring something, cause y'all dealing with some crooked folks up in there. So anyway, moving on from that, this little camp situation, I liked it. A lot of things got resolved between Finn and Cam. Um, Finn shook his hand and stuff. He shook hands with Cameron, and Cameron apologized for his little behavior. I felt bad for Aiden. I felt bad for Aiden because he's feeling alone right now. His brothers, you got one brother that's in college, another brother that's about to go to college. Their mom is away right now. So he feels alone, and he feels like he got to start learning how to do things on his own now. So that's kind of why he snapped at Cameron about the guitar. Because Cam was trying to teach him how to, hold the guitar and stuff like that. And he snapped at him about it. He's just feeling alone, and that's messed up. But I feel like with some reassurance from his family and stuff, I think he'll get over it, and he'll start to face that. Because at the end of the day, yeah, your brothers are older, they're going to college. One is in college, the other is about to go, but you're never going to be alone. You know what I mean? They're only a phone call away, and they're right there. Cam is still in town, so it's not like you're alone. Just because Cam is on campus and stuff like that, he can be home in 2 seconds. So you're not alone. They're just a phone call and a drive away. They still in town. And he still got a little while before Jake go to college anyway. I can't believe Jake old enough. How old is Jake supposed to be? Because when they mention college and stuff that he about to go soon, I'm like, well, damn, how old is Jake? I was like, damn, when we last saw Jake, he was supposed to be, what, 10 or something like that? I'm like, damn, he had a, he old enough now he damn near in college. I said, all right. So anyway, I don't know who that man was. Who the hell was that Austin was talking to in the woods? Like, that's what I want to know. It's look like some shady messes going on. I'm like, who is this? Because he was talking to some dude in the woods, and I'm just like, who is this? Talking about, oh, next time come to me or don't come to me or something like that. I'll come to you. Some foolishness like that. And I'm like, who the hell are you talking to, Austin? And they brought up Maxie and the kids and stuff. I'm like, what is going on here? Austin better start coming correct. Like, who is you over here having side conversations with, sir? Because Maxie noticed that Austin was gone and stuff like that because they were doing a little sing-along and whatnot, with the trooper, well, with the paratrooper, whatever the hell they call him, little bear trooper or whatever. Sitting there playing guitar and singing and stuff, trying to make s'mores. I like stuff like that, I think I went camping. One time in my life. I went camping. And that was a long time ago, too. And I only went once. And it was a pretty good experience. We sat around the fire, had s'mores. It was a dope time. 8th grade. I think I was in 8th grade when I did that. Yep. I was getting ready to graduate from 8th grade. It was a part of our trips. It was fun. I had me a dope time. It was fun as hell. So anyway, moving on from that. I don't honestly... I'm glad Nina finally wisened up to Sonny at this point. Because they was at the Savoy, then they just decided to go somewhere that was more them or whatever, which is Charlie's. And he was, pretty much telling her about the little argument that he had with Carly and whatnot. And Nina finally wised up. And she was like, so is that why you kissed me? That's why you came to me? Because you had an argument with your ex-wife? Duh, he's been doing that. Every time him and Carly have a disagreement or an argument about something, he contacts Nina. He does it. If you go back and watch previous episodes, he does that shit all the time. He chases after Carly. That's why my thing is, I do feel like his feelings for Nina are genuine, but him and Nina are not long for this world as a couple. They are not. And technically, they're not even a couple yet. They're still, now that the trial is over, that's why Sonny wanted to talk to her, because he was like, okay, now that the trial is over and all that legal mess is now done, what's going on between me and you? Like, what are we doing? Let's define what we're doing. And I'm glad they finally having that conversation, because they don't even know what to call each other. Like, are y'all boyfriend, girlfriend? What y'all doing? But I just feel like Sonny and Nina, per his other relationships, they're not long. You know what I mean? They're not gonna last. Especially, like, what is Nina gonna do when the mob heavy stuff happens? Like, is she gonna stand tall? Is she gonna fold when all the gunshots start coming her way? I'm just saying, what you gonna do? Because it's coming. As long as Sonny's in that business, it is coming. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to fold? Are you going to be the queen? Are you going to stand by his side? Like, what are we doing? So, I think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered on both their sides. And Nina needs to understand where she stands in his life, because you got to get that understanding. Otherwise, it ain't never going to work. I feel like even if they do have all those conversations, it's still never going to work between them. Because I feel like Sonny doesn't have those real type of feelings that he has for other women, like Brenda and Carly. Because I feel like those are the main women Sonny's always going to love. He's always going to be in love with both those women. Nina's probably going to be somewhere in there, probably at number 3, maybe number 4 behind Kate. But, Sonny changes women like he changed underwear. That's just Sonny Corinthos for you. I mean, what are you going to do? So, she wanted him. She got him. Now, let's see how long you can keep him. So anyway, moving on from that, Dante pretty much gave Sam a little bit more backstory on him and Cody. So pretty much when they met at camp, Cody stood out from everybody else, and Dante noticed that, because out of everybody at the camp, everybody that was at the camp was city kids. Cody was more of a country boy. That's probably why he be talking about ranches and horses and stuff, because he's a country boy. And he helped Dante out with his fear of horses and stuff like that. And he felt like Even though Cody is a pretty much a screw up, he has the heart of gold. Dante, I'm gonna have to pass judgment on that because after what I seen of Mr. Cody today, hard to go with my ass. He gonna sit there and try to blackmail my homeboy. Who the hell he think he is? Now I don't care what you do with certain other people on this show, but you will not blackmail Mr. Damian Spinelli. We're not gonna have that. You know, he really tried to blackmail Spinelli and got Spinelli to give him a wad of money. I'm like, Spinelli, sir, you need to dig up some dirt on him and get payback. Because I'm like, is this dating thing that he's doing that serious that he's willing to pay a boatload of cash to keep people's mouths shut about this? Like, what is so damn serious about people knowing that you run a dating service? Like, what is going on? I wouldn't have gave that bum that money. And that's why he was, pissed at Zelda about his check being a little light or whatever. Because Cody needed enough money to get in on Miss Wu's poker game at the Savoy. That's what he was doing. He trying to get in on that poker game. I feel like Cody is biting him off more than he could chew dealing with Miss Wu. I think, not only Cody, but Curtis is as well. I'll get to him in a second. But, yeah, I think Cody is definitely up to no good. And dealing with Miss Wu, I don't know if that's the smartest idea. And I think Curtis is about to find that out real soon. Because TJ, they were sitting there talking about Marshall and stuff like that, and Curtis started he was trying to usher him out of there quick. He was trying to get rid of him, like, oh, you should go home and go be with Molly and stuff, trying to get rid of him real fast. And, he introduced TJ to Miss Wu and stuff like that, and, it's only a matter of time for TJ go running his mouth to Jordan about that little encounter, because we know he most likely will. I feel like Curtis is biting off more than he could chew with this woman. She's trying to butter him up, talking about something, we're basically allies right now, so what affects you, we're friends, we could talk, you could tell me what's going on with you. Miss Wu, if that man told you what was going on with him, you'll find some way to use that shit to your advantage. No, ma'am. I like Miss Wu. I love Miss Wu. I like her style. You know what I mean? That's a badass woman. Figuratively and literally. But I would not trust her. As much as I love her, I don't trust her. And Curtis should not trust her as well. I mean, of course, from a business perspective, running this poker game out of Savoy is good business for all. But it has a shelf life at some point. Because it's only a matter of time for Ms. Wu wants him to do something else. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's going to muddy up things a bit. And now Link is also a part of the poker game. Because BLQ, she need to let this music go. Those old songs that she wrote that he has his hands on, BLQ need to let it go. Because I'm like, listen, you are treading on dangerous waters. I'm like, why is all y'all wanting to mess with Miss Wu? First you got Cody doing this, then Curtis, now you. Back off. I'm just saying. You messing with dangerous territory now. You let it go. I feel like she should let these songs go. I understand that these songs are her baby and stuff like that. She want those records. I get it. But it's like, is it really worth all this? Sneaking around, trying to get dirt on him. And now he's in bed with a mob boss pretty much. He's at her poker games and stuff. And if you go fishing around him and it leads you to something with Miss Wu, that's not going to be good. And then, of course, Sonny's going to have to get involved because he's BLQ's godfather. So it's just all going to be one big messy situation. Even though I'm here for messy, but it's like, you really want to go through all of this? And I wonder what Chase is going to have to say about this, because I know he was pissed. He tried to get her to let this go. This whole trying to sneak around and find out where he's going next and what's going on at the Savoy and stuff. He tried to get her to let it go for one night. He was like, let's just enjoy ourselves tonight. And the fact that she snuck out to go to the Savoy to see what Link was up to, it's not going to sit well with Chase. Because Chase was sitting there trying to call her, trying to find out where she was. She's not answering the phone. He should figure out where she at. Of course, she's following up on the lead on this guy. And I'm pretty sure Chase is going to be pissed about it. That's why I'm trying to figure out, like, if they're going to be in a relationship, how is that going to work between them? Because Chase, he's willing to do almost anything for BLQ, but the stuff that she wants him to do is either dangerous or illegal or both. And it's like, how is that going to work between them? because he's not into that illegal stuff. You know, he's a cop. He's straight laced. You know, how is that gonna work? I don't know how it is. Honestly, they're gonna have to come to some conclusion to this, like compromise or something. Like how y'all gonna fix this? How y'all gonna work this out? Um, but BLQ is dead ass serious about these songs, and she said, "Listen, I'm gonna get these songs back one way or the other." Honestly, though, I love how Chase had BLQ back with Link, because Link is such a sleazeball. Like he's sitting there making all these little lewd comments towards her, like these little sexual innuendo type comments towards BLQ, and I love how Chase had her back. He said, "Listen, leave her the hell alone and go about your business," because you could tell Chase is this close to beating his ass, that close to whooping Link ass, and I don't blame him, because Link needs a beat down. I don't understand why she don't just go to Sonny about it. Like, I'm pretty sure Sonny could get rid of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, force him, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have been her next resort. Go to Sonny about it. Do something. You know what I mean? Sonny ain't necessarily got to kill him, but put the fear of God into the bastard. Do something. But anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought about it, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.